Hello, this is a Leshark and Friends
And Russell.
and Russell podcast. And on today's show, we're talking to the remarkable Rhian Miller. From horse riding in the New Forest to now managing Sumalee Boxing Gym, setting up and managing Revitalize restaurant, teaching yoga, training to be an official Thai to English translator, and that's not everything else she does. She's one busy lady. Rhian talks about how she came to Phuket and her amazing journey with her mummy, setting up one of the best Muay Thai camps and everything else that she does. Oh yes, she's also got a micro pig that isn't very micro. I like Rhian. She's cool. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Rhian Miller. Rhian meet Russell, Russell meet Rhian.
Hey.
We've just done that.
I know
Exactly.
you've done that, but
We
let's
met,
do it now.
We shook hands, we cuddled, it was amazing.
Rhian, it's been a while since we've managed to get together.
It has been a little while.
Not together. I mean, obviously, you know, I know our
Not
background.
together.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You're busy today. I'm trying to
very
make you
busy
calm
today.
now.
Can you see that I'm not calm?
Yeah, I can see your eyes are staring at me like you
Breathe
just say, get this
Breathe.
done, get over it. When did you get to Phuket?
I came to Phuket in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, the
And-
end of 2009.
Why did you come?
I've always wanted to live in Thailand. So I've been coming from the age of maybe 9 or 10.
Wow, okay.
My parents I was very lucky. My parents purchased a timeshare here, so it was our.
We should
family.
mention that one of your parents is
Here to
listening,
say
so we'll
good
say nice things
good
about
things.
Yeah.
her. Yeah. What were you
Yeah, so
doing?
we
Where were
came-
you? So where were you before you came to Phuket?
In the New Forest,
Oh,
riding ponies and
Whereabouts?
Bartley,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cadnam.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
your
I've
parents
done
live
it.
My
around
parents,
there.
yeah, I live in Sway, Brockenhurst.
Yeah. So we would go past on the train to
And I'm from
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. So
Oh, you're
just-
from Bournemouth?
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were American.
Well, to be fair, I spent 30 plus years in Asia, so my accent is
Okay, it's
completely...
gone.
Woo.
I'm not sure that's a good thing that she thinks you're American
It's,
or not.
no, it is, because I often get told I'm Australian.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which-
Which is better.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely American.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
When you say you were riding horses,
Yeah.
put my dirty mind to one side. Was you working riding horses, or just was
No,
it just fun?
I
or?
was only 17 when I moved
Oh,
here.
okay. Oh, wow.
So yeah, I really did nothing
you were a
before
youngster.
that. Yeah, I was a baby.
Oh.
I did have a job in the tea rooms,
Tell us about that. What were you doing in the tea rooms?
shaking most of the time, serving. I can't carry trays. It's like a thing. I can't carry trays. They're like this and that.
And so
I
now we're
was
sat
a-
in your restaurant.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Exactly. Things have improved.
I'm
but
glad I
just
didn't
carry
ask
the
for a coffee
plates
now.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
your parents had brought a timeshare
Mm-hmm.
in Phuket,
Yeah.
and you thought, do you know what? New Forest is lovely, horse riding's lovely, tea rooms are pretty crap. I'm going to go
Rooms
to.
aren't great.
gonna
Let's
go
go
to
to
Phuket.
Phuket. Yeah. So I finished college, and it was something that I'd always wanted. To do, like from when I was maybe 10, 11. Whenever we'd leave, I'd cry. I didn't want to go home, and we used to come 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh, so you'd already been on holiday.
So
We'd
we'd
love
be
for you.
holidays and
so we'd be
stuff.
back and forth, summer holidays, Christmas holidays, and we'd always come to Phuket. So it's like a home from home. I made friends here, and I just like it. Who doesn't like Phuket? The vibe is amazing. It's incredibly chilled out. The weather's good. The people are nice.
Out of interest, when you've been here, what, 10 years now? 11
Yeah.
years. So, but when you first got here, there's always a thing with you go somewhere on holiday and you have an amazing time and it's brilliant. You leave,
Yeah.
I don't want to leave. And you
And
wait
then-
until you go back again.
Yeah.
And it's always great.
Yeah.
But when you live somewhere
Yeah.
and you get your honeymoon period,
I mean, I would say
was there a
don't
tail
move
off?
don't move to your paradise, because obviously
Yeah.
the life's kind of
Tricky.
life struggles, they follow you everywhere. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, so it kind of ruins that idyllic.
Yeah.
We should let Rhian go and deal with her customers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. Hey, so Rhiann's gone now. We could say,
Should we get Mum over?
Well, we should ask Mum if she's right, or ask for some stories when she was a kid. If there's anything, any little pictures of her in the bath or anything we can. Yeah. Sorry, I'm asking for pictures of your daughter in the bath, which I just realised came across completely wrong, and that was not what I meant by that. So
sorry, just on a side note, sorry, say that again. You walked out.
I walked out to meet Jay, and I could smell smoke, and I thought it was something next door, and then I remembered I had beans on the stove.
Beans or quinoa?
No, beans.
Baked beans?
No.
Like Heinz?
No,
Kidney
like you know the dried
black
beans. So black beans.
Yeah.
So because I use them for the brownies here, I don't use flour. I use
we'll
beans.
get into. Okay, so we should explain. So
a little bit of promotion.
Rhian runs Revitalize, which is your vegan cafe down here at Sumalee Boxing Gym.
Sumalee, yeah.
A what?
Sumalee.
All right, I like to.
Somali, tomatoes.
It's Sumalee to me. Why is it not S-U-M?
Sumalee.
S-U-M.
It would look weird if it was a double O. It couldn't be a double O. It'd be like
where's the double O? Why are you that makes no Sumalee, is it not?
Sumalee.
Where did the name come from?
It apparently means flower. It's the name of a woman that my mum and I met years ago here.
Oh, right, okay.
And we decided to name the gym
So
Sumalee.
So let's go. Yeah, because we're really confused at the
yeah,
whole.
Yeah.
So
just for a change.
We are at Sumalee. Are you happy with that? Or Sumalee?
Sumalee.
Whatever. We're at a boxing gym near Heron's Monument. Search it yourselves. Which is where. So your mum set this up originally.
Yes.
When were you here at the time?
I was here. I definitely helped a lot with the setting up and the negotiations because I speak Thai.
When did you learn Thai? Was that when you was here as a kid?
No. So I'd learned like tiny Kopkan and all the rest of it when I was basics, a kid. I guess I got used to the sounds and everything. And then when I moved here, I literally absorbed the language. Like I don't know how I learned it, but I learned it and now I read and write it as well. And I'm doing my course to become an interpreter.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which is the hardest thing I've ever done.
So not only do you help run the boxing gym, which you do, you're part of the management.
Yeah, so I do a lot of the social media content and I'm around a lot. I teach yoga here.
I was going to say, so you manage the gym,
Yeah.
do the social media marketing for the gym, you do yoga, you're a yoga goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Now you also run a revitalized vegan cafe.
Yeah, and all in one spot.
Yeah.
So
and I've seen you're still doing a bit of horse riding every now and again.
I am doing horse riding. I'm actually just going to start opposite.
Hold on, you're going to start up a horse riding?
No, sorry, I'm going to start riding opposite. There's a place called Red Bamboo.
Oh,
yeah, we know Red Bamboo. We've tried to get her on the podcast, but
she's too busy.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the message she sent me. She didn't say she was too busy. There was a couple of swear words in there, bless her. Okay, so wow. What do you enjoy doing the best? What's one of those projects which you find is
do you enjoy the diversity?
I'm a little bit like you. I like the diversity. I'm not kind of crazy about one thing. I like to be able to do everything. So I like it. Some days I like to teach. Some days I hate to teach. Some days I like to be in here. And
so was Sumalee
it's
here?
Nice to have the options.
Sumalee. When you arrived in 2009, was Sumalee already up and running?
No. So my mum and I came together. We were originally here for a year, my gap year, my mum's sabbatical. And we realised that being here for a year with absolutely nothing to do was not a good idea because we were just kind of drinking beer every night and eating a lot.
Your mum does not do that. She's more of a champagne lady, I'm sure.
I was going to go gin and tonic myself, but I'm now thinking she's not bothered.
Whatever. As long as alcohol.
So we started training at a local gym we were in Rawai at the time. So when we first came, we moved to Rawai. We started
mistake.
Do you know what? I absolutely loved Rawai. I don't know if I'd like it now.
Well,
but when we lived there, it was a good balance. It wasn't kind of hectic Patong, but this area is very kind of local. So it was a good balance to come into. So we started training. We met some people from a gym when we were out one evening, and they were like, "Why don't you come and join us training, that they'd come on this Muay Thai holiday. We'd heard of it. We'd gone to the boxing. We knew some people just from kind of being here in the Muay Thai community. But we started training, and it just kind of snowballed from there, really.
Excellent.
Now, I should say, I trained here, not in Revitalize Cafe.
Well, before we get to that...
we're going to go on.
No, so you were training and doing all of this.
Yeah.
And within that year, at what point did you make the decision that this is going to become a longer term...
So, Mum...
It all comes down to Mum, doesn't it?
Mum
She's
actually
right.
invested...
Mum's right. We're interviewing the wrong woman.
Yeah, we are, actually. Always go for the mother. That's what I'm going to... No, stop. Calm down.
She invested in the gym that we were training at.
Right.
But it didn't really work out very well.
Okay.
Different ideas and it can be tricky doing business anywhere, but anywhere. Different countries.
You can be honest, Phuket's a nightmare to do business in.
Yeah.
We can be totally honest with that. It's all right.
And also when you're dealing with investment as well.
It's difficult,
And you've got shared ideas.
And with a Muay Thai fighter as a co-owner,
Well,
right?
you say that. I'm not saying that. 'Cause they can beat me up.
You said Phuket was hard to do business.
It is. But whatever Muay Thai fighters say, they're right.
They're right. So she invested in that. It didn't really work out.
Did you ever do
And
any
at that
martial
point
arts? Sorry, did you ever do martial arts before that? You was just horse riding, never done anything kind of...
I mean, I did some kind of like boxercise classes and things, but never really.
And how did you find when you first did the Muay Thai? Because I remember when I first, which we will get to, when I first did it, which was here, God, how many years ago it was? 6 years ago or so. What was it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Anyway, it was scary and it hurts.
Really?
Yes.
What, here?
Just being hit by someone hurts.
Why were you being hit? Oh, but you were training for a fight.
I was training for a fight.
I was not training for a fight.
Okay.
I was
so you were just
hitting
doing the Mickey Mouse
and
stuff.
pads don't kick back.
Okay. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I really enjoy it. It's something you can just kind of go into, loud music, and just get rid of all of your kind of pent up.
Did you ever want to fight?
Frustration of working in Thailand.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to have a fight or not?
There was a period where I was kind of peaked fitness-wise, and I was thinking about it, and then I injured my ankle, and from then I just I'm not really.
Now, was
I
that
don't think
an exercise induced injury or a gin and tonic induced
it
injury?
was neither. I was feeding my neighbour's fish, and I was walking out of his house, and the gate went through the back of my ankle. Oh, thinking about it's making me shudder.
Ow.
Sure.
Yeah. And I was taken on the back of a motorbike to a very, very local doctor who stitched it up horribly. And it's never really been right since.
Ow.
Yeah, not nice.
Sure. So.
Hurty, yeah.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
So investment goes a little bit south. What was the next sort of
So this,
play?
I mean, bearing
You're still
in mind,
thinking
I
about
was
just
kind
being
of
here the year?
18, 19 at this point, so I was just following whatever Mum was doing. And
sorry, you were happy just chilling here, 18, 19, didn't really know what you were wanting to do?
Yeah, I was just a little bit. What I wanted to do was I wanted to learn the language, and I thought I will work in a hotel, I'll work in hospitality. So not so far off. Obviously, kind of still in that field, but on a very
different scale
at the same time. Yeah.
Cool. So when did the yoga start?
The yoga, I did my teacher training 4 years ago.
So I think I was here training when you were doing your...
Possibly, because
I think that was about the right time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been...
So have I jumped ahead of you opened in this place, haven't I?
Yeah. That's right.
So what year did Sumalee open?
Pardon?
What year did Sumalee open?
Sumalee. 2011. We opened at the end of 2011. And it was literally, we just had the 11 rooms and the rings. Where the Sumalee Ringside restaurant is, which is another health restaurant inside, which is closed at the moment, it used to be like a car park for lorries.
Right.
And we just converted it into a kitchen. So that was all that was here to start with. It was a very different picture.
So there was an existing business that you've bought bought out?
There was no.
It was just
business
derelict.
here. It was
Okay.
derelict.
So
it
what
was
made-
a coconut plantation or something.
All
I
right.
think,
So what was
behind.
what was the link between? I mean, you're down in Rawai,
Yeah.
and for people that know Phuket, it's like Korea, north and south.
Yeah,
but you don't
yeah.
mix.
We
so
wanted
why?
to. So I actually had friends up here, so I was enjoying this area. I was enjoying
Okay.
the local vibe. I found it more kind of homely up
Yeah,
here.
fair enough.
And obviously Mum had just come out of a business in Rawai.
Mhm.
To open on that person's doorstep would have
Yeah,
been a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And also it's so it's so diluted the
they're on every doorstep as
everywhere
a-
Muay Thai
yeah.
gyms.
So- Yourself, lovely lady.
Me.
Your mother, lovely lady.
Okay.
Two foreign
Yeah, she's
ladies in
wonderful.
Thailand
Setting up
about
a
to
Thai boxing
open,
gym.
setting up
Yeah.
a Muay Thai boxing
Yeah,
gym.
we have some crazy stories.
That must be bonkers. I mean, what was
Insane.
the thought process behind
Insane.
that? Like, let's
Bi-
just do it. Let's go for it.
Business. I mean, again, I'm pointing over to my mum. It was definitely her. I did kind of say to her, "You sure that you want to do this?" But it was an adventure.
It's been
love
an
the
amazing
Muay Thai.
adventure.
It really has been. It's really been amazing and given us access into.
So
a
many
world
charity
that we-
events that you two go to and buy all the silent auction stuff. I'm just mentioning that because your mum sat over there. Honestly, I've never seen anyone who buys so much silent auction, anything auction-wise.
Regretting it now.
yeah. Details.
Anything.
details.
Yeah.
So then you started doing so you went from
Yeah.
doing the boxing, managing the thing, and then you took up the yoga. So that was the
Yeah.
next
So it was
kind of,
restaurant and then yoga.
and then yoga.
So, because we wanted to create an environment where people could come and if they didn't want to leave, that they
That's
don't
what
have
it'd
to
be,
leave.
yeah.
And that was another thing coming up here. We're away from kind of the distractions of Rawai, Patong. Because, I mean, sometimes you'll get people that they come and they stay for a few days. They go to Patong for a weekend
And
and
get
you
lost.
don't see them again.
Yeah.
See, I don't.
Yeah.
Just to explain, because not many people know this, this is a live-in. So you basically can come
Yeah.
and you holiday, technically
You're
holiday.
You're on a fitness.
You're on a fitness holiday.
Yeah.
See, I never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a
It's a
proper
thing
camp.
now. Yeah, I mean, it's getting It's getting a lot.
So
more
what would
popular. People are
someone
going
from
with it,
anywhere
a lot
around
more
the
into
world?
Wellness, mindfulness.
Because I only know holiday camps as Butlins, and this ain't
This
no
is not
Butlins.
a Butlins.
That's for
Let's
sure.
make that clear.
I never had Coco the clown punch me in the face and knock me out. That's, a Butlins. So what do they say? They're in the UK or wherever, and then they look up the gym, and then they can buy a package for a week or 2 weeks.
Exactly, and we have all different packages that include different things. We even have a massage sala there. So you literally, if you want to, you don't have to leave the gym. You can completely cleanse yourself of all of the outside world, and we have a swimming pool as well. Everything's here.
Okay.
And it needed to be like that anyway in this area.
Yeah.
Because
You've got to provide everything because there's nothing else to go to.
Yeah.
In terms of the fitness side of things, is it just the boxing and the yoga, or do you have other sort of branches to that as well?
It's just the boxing and the yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which is fine because specifically, we're a
It's the
boxing
yin
gym,
and the
that's
yang, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
started as a boxing gym, and people were like, "What? How are you going to put yoga into a boxing gym?" But it works really, really well because, as you can imagine, after
You
the
need to-
first couple
yeah.
of days, you need a good stretch out. Or
Absolutely.
I mean, we get girls that do the boxing and guys that do the yoga as well.
Mhm.
But it's also a thing where guys can bring their girlfriends, and the girlfriends kind of enjoy the
Yeah.
yoga a little bit more than the boxing. And we've just put in aerial yoga there as well. So
Oh,
we
Jay's
really
very
have
good at that.
everything.
I did aerial yoga.
Actually, you did aerial yoga.
I did. It's the only yoga I've ever done. Was aerial yoga.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
It's fun, isn't
I
it?
loved it. I was always, in fact, I have an affair podcast, so I do another podcast,
Oh.
which is, in fact, you'll be on my affair podcast.
Okay.
But I have an affair podcast that Russell doesn't know about, which he does now, which has kind of ruined the whole affair thing.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I was talking about doing yoga, and I never wanted to do yoga because to me, yoga was... I just thought it was for girls, and I'm going to be totally...
Yeah.
it was for girls, and it was just a bit of stretching. It was
Yeah.
just kind of... You all sitting there, just go and stretch.
Yeah.
But
it's
actually,
not.
after I did aerial yoga, I
There's a lot
loved
more
it.
to it,
I
yeah.
really
It's
enjoyed
so-
aerial yoga. I just thought it was the power moves that you had to do, and just holding
The
yourself
strength.
up on with your head down. Yeah, the strength I got from it. And no, it was brilliant. I wish I would still do it now.
It's core strength.
If I could find somewhere that I was comfortable doing it, because I'll come here. I'm not sure where is your aerial yoga going to be?
It's in the yoga sala. It's down there.
Oh, I would
It's
do it.
already
If you start that, because I only live up the road, I would definitely come and do aerial yoga. I'm not sure
Here's
about
the schedule.
Can I come and
All
watch?
right, look at you.
Absolutely.
I'm not, but I'll big up because I did train here. So I trained here, it must have been about 4 years ago, I guess, for the Black Tie Muay Thai, the best one they ever had. And I did, 4 months, I think, 4 or 5 months training here. And it was an amazing experience. Because I'm not, once again, I've never done any martial arts before. And I'd never wanted to, and never thought about boxing, never did. And all of a sudden I'm then training, which I thought, to me, it was kind of, I didn't really care that much about the fight. I was more of a kind of a publicity thing, you know, trying to I think I spent more time planning my entrance.
I just had a flashback of your entrance.
The live guitarist. I had feather boas on, live guitarist. I had the selfie stick. It was brilliant. Yeah, I looked really good, and then got my ass kicked for 3 rounds. I was destroyed.
Did you go 3 rounds?
Yes, I did go 3 rounds.
I only remember the first one.
Just helped three rounds.
It was funny because I'd been trained really well. I know, was trained really well. The guy I was fighting was 10 years younger than me, and he was...
He'd fought, though, hadn't he? Had he fought?
Yeah.
He had fought before, and he was 10 years younger than me, and he was quite powerful. His kicks were friggin' amazing. And I'd played football with him a few times. And I remember playing football against him thinking, Jesus, he kicks that ball hard. He's going to hurt me when he kicks me.
No.
I did get, I think it was 2.5 rounds. But I remember the first round I went in there and I just went I went hell for leather. Yeah. And your mum came up to me.
Haymakers.
She went,
was she in your corner?
Yeah. Well, she got up and got to my corner, basically told me in not so many words to calm down and slow the fuck down. And your mother obviously wouldn't swear at me. But there was a lot of swear words coming out your mother's voice saying, what the fuck are you doing? Slow down. You're going to be knackered.
I'd be like, hurry up, let's get to the auction.
I've already filled in the silent auction. We've got everything. I couldn't, at that time I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. I was just like,
yeah, it's a shock. I mean, I'll spar with people, and if someone lands a punch, I would say, because it's in your face, right? It takes you. You're really kind of.
I think
it's like shock.
Yeah,
like
I was stupid, and my fight preparation. Physically, I was really fit, and I was trained. I knew, and I think I was in really good shape, and I knew how to fight. But what I didn't know was how to manage the fight.
Yeah.
So I didn't know to go in there, take my time, step back, wait, make it. I just went, like I said, I went in all guns blazing, and I've never had so much lactic acid in my body ever.
People don't realise that 3 minutes is a fucking long time.
Yeah, if you're in pain or if you're tired.
And all I knew was he could kick me, so getting close and as close as I could, and just punch. And I did that for the first 3 minutes, and I was just dead.
Yeah.
I just could,
and
then
it's
I just
all
took
the
kicks
kind
for
of
the next
stage
2
fright
rounds.
and everything that goes with it, all the excitement.
And the adrenaline straight to your system burning through your... It just
I wasn't aware that it was a kind of... I know that you had protection, but it was like a real fight.
Well, it was
more of a friendly.
I wanted it to be a WWF. I was planning. I even said to him, I said, look, I'll be the bad guy, you be the good guy, you can knock me out. I don't mind. I couldn't care less about winning and losing. Let's plan it.
Luckily.
Luckily. But he said no, because
says that now.
We were meant to wear headgear, but he then said, right, I don't want to wear headgear. And I said, well, look, I've seen your kicks. If you kick me in the head,
you could die.
I'm going to die. And I said, I don't know how to protect myself. And so he said, okay, I won't kick you in the head. And I'm like, okay, fine, let's go then.
So you didn't wear protection?
No, we had nothing.
Oh my God.
You went bareback.
I went bareback, and it was great. My first Brazilian, and he loved it. I'll tell you what, if I saw him now, it was really, because I remember walking past his table with all his crowd. They hated me. God, they were no, it was brilliant though. I loved it because I really played up to the whole thing. Because I was really taking it as it was supposed to me, it was a spectacle.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be a real fight.
That's what I was under the impression that it was supposed to be. Right?
They really wanted it to be a real fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, up to them.
Anyway, you provided good entertainment.
Back to you.
Back to me.
So when did Revitalize? When did the vegan stuff all happen?
Revitalize, I opened... Do you know what? The time just flies. When was it that I opened it?
18 months ago.
About 18 months ago. I'm like, gosh, do you know what? It feels like it's been here forever. But when I opened it, it was kind of, I was obviously very busy with other things. And I opened it more as like a hangout place for people that were staying here. A smoothie bar, just a relaxed area, air-conned area. And then I was like, actually, this has potential for kind of external custom as well. So I started promoting it a little bit more, and I've just relaunched it. So obviously I closed with COVID, and I just relaunched this weekend before last.
You vegan yourself?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm in and out. I like to have vegan days. I like to feel.
That's
like
what I
I'm
said to her
healthy.
last night. Hey, thank you very much.
So I like to.
We understand the moral, ethical argument, but we're not fully vegan ourselves. Yeah,
exactly,
I'm in the same boat.
Exactly, and I like to. Yeah, I have my vegan days and kind of reduce my meat consumption.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm so childish. I'm so sorry. I've just made a real childish joke to
I
myself
know exactly where you
about
were
you
with
reducing your meat consumption.
Meat
And
consumption.
on that, and we're going to move on swiftly.
that. With your, I'm assuming
That
the
too.
majority. Yeah, I'm assuming the majority of your market is international.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, do you have much of a local market here? I don't just mean Thais,
So-
but even like expats that are living
Yeah,
here.
we get people that come in for the group training.
Okay.
But normally they're kind of in and out.
Yeah.
They come. Anything to say?
I know you looked at me. I was trying my hardest not to say it. I have to say, and once again, I have experienced training here, so I can.
Yeah.
And a lot of your trainers are still here. Not all of
Yeah.
them, but a lot of them who I trained with are still here.
Yeah, our team we've had for a long time. I think the 6 years.
That's
7
great,
years, yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because people then
To
come
find
back. Because I
some-
remember I see them. I walk up and they still remember me.
Yeah.
And they say, "Hey man, how are you?
They're
You got
very,
your ass
very
kicked."
good
And I'm
guys.
like,
They're
"Eh, cheers."
friendly, yeah. And that's the thing. People develop relationships. You're working very closely with them, so people develop relationships with the trainers. But yeah, we do have teachers, people that are living locally,
Right.
that they'll come in and do their
And
Muay
play a bit
Thai
of fitness and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what I really love about this place? Luckily, because I'm here most of the time, but it's so unintimidating. So we even have a lady that lives down the road. I'm not quite sure how old she is, but she's older, never done Muay Thai before. And she comes every morning, and she comes and she trains, and she just feels comfortable.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, going into some gyms that I've been to,
No,
it's intimidating.
I know exactly what you
It's
mean.
like a
So
young girl.
When I came to Phuket 2005.
Yeah.
My first experience, I'd done lots of martial arts when I was a kid and all of that sort of stuff, but I'd
Yeah.
never done boxing.
Yeah.
And I went to a gym that was down near the Green Man. I forget the name of the place. Then went there for a little while, met some cool people,
Yeah.
and then we moved up this way, and just kind of fell out from it.
Here you are.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. So, I got scared off with his experience. So, but I went
I
to
wasn't here.
one of the main. I won't mention names, but you know where the Fight Street is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
big
yeah.
ones down there.
Yeah.
And they were. I went with a friend, who was a very good fighter. And so I said, we're just going to have a bit of a laugh. Why not? There was a
And he
group
can
session.
protect you anyway.
Yeah, quite. So, but there was this one guy there who was like an ex-cage fighter sort of thing. It was on the training staff doing his 6-month sort of rotation,
Yeah.
doing some mixed martial arts and stuff.
Sponsorship,
I thought, shits and giggles, I'll go for the group lesson. Why not? And it was most of it was kind of fun, getting thrown around and hurt, but it was just a bit of a giggle. Why not?
Yeah.
And then we got in the ring, and it was everyone sort of paired up. My mate went with this other huge Russian guy, but my mate knows how to deal with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So Jack Jones, and the instructor said, who are you with? I said, well, look, I'm not this level. So he said, just come in with me if you like. Brilliant. So there's me expecting, well, he's an instructor. He knows what he's doing. He'll guide me through this. I got clocked in the head a couple of times, smashed my kidneys out, and I'm just like,
What the hell?
yeah, at one point I'm taking a knee. It's like, oh, don't, come on,
Yeah,
go.
and
I
you're
was like, no,
not-
hang on, mate. I'm just here for the laughs. I'm not here for...
Yeah.
You're all here for that. I tip my hat, crack on, but
I'm not your punching bag.
I'm not your punching bag. Thanks
Yeah.
very much.
You got schooled, boy.
No, I
he
did.
took
You
you
got
to school.
whipped.
He did, and I got proper
He'd
whipped.
take you home and he gonna have his way with you, boy.
He
You gonna
absolutely
pull
could have
your
done.
pants down and he gonna
Yeah.
kick you like it, boy.
But going back to your point about being an intimidating place.
Yeah.
So, I understand the whole sort of male ego, testosterone. You
It's
can't
worse
get...
for a guy, I think. I think it's more intimidating. For
Very,
a guy.
and I would definitely say that because, women can walk in and the guys are like, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas other guys walk in, it's all about...
Yeah,
a bit of that.
especially in this industry.
Yeah, and I get it.
Yeah.
Because, if you're going to fight with someone, you're not going to say, oh, hi, buddy, how you doing? Unless you're doing it just, as psychological warfare.
Although with Muay Thai, I mean, I don't know if you've watched any of it or
Not really, no, to be honest.
So the respect there is insane. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets heated in the ring. Someone fouls, the other one gets angry. The
Sure,
team gets
yeah.
angry. But it's a very respectful sport. So they go in and they give each other a hug. And this is like even when you see the kids fighting, after they hug each other.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But there's a difference with, I mean, boxing in general, you see a lot of that. There's all the smack talk before the fight. Fight finishes, it's all hugs. Oh, the guy was great. The guy, whoever lost, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of professional sport, or even at an amateur level, but with a fight, that can occur. There's a difference with that and a bunch of guys going into the gym.
Oh yeah, no.
Pre-fight, and we're training because I can punch harder than you, and I can, and just to sort of gear themselves up, and that's a different level.
I didn't get because the intimidation thing was always what scares me about going into any gym, not just a boxing gym, but just any gym. I hate going into gyms.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that was actually my larger point. Yes, you don't get that feel.
No, and I'm coming back to you, and I agree with you. You do not get that feel here, and it's funny that the time you had 3 or 4 full-time fighters on your books who are your fighters. They were all really friendly to me anyway. I mean, I don't know whatever, but to me they were very friendly. They came and helped. They could kick my ass in any shape or form, but they would come over and say, "Hey, no, you shouldn't do that, and you should do this, and you should train that." They can
gauge your level.
Yeah, and they were, and I had a couple of sparring sessions, with them, and they were great. A couple of sparring sessions with some of the ladies, and they were great. And it was. I got kicked by a lady. I didn't mind. Quite enjoyed it.
It doesn't hurt so much.
No, it did hurt, but I quite enjoyed it still. I was like, oh, I quite like this.
Oh, it reminds me.
Do that again.
My first session at the gym, up at the Green Man, I'd been there a few times and what have you, and I was had all the pads, the gloves, and the guys there with the pads, and we were just doing like 3 hits or whatever the combination was. And I was getting to the point, I'm getting tired. He's like, no, come on. And they were really nice guys there. And the guy in front of me was about the size of my water bottle. He's this tiny little tiger. Oh. So I'm just trying to give it as much as I can. And he's like, come on, one more, keep going. So, and I was at the point where I had to hit 3 or 4 times, and I could only muster like 2 or 3. I was missing like the last one. I just didn't have the strength. Like, come on, you can do this. And like this last round, I went for the 3 punches. He was expecting me to drop. And I just smacked him square in the face.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, because he just dropped the pad thinking I'm cooked. And I just went, bosh, this is your last one. Come on, bang, bang. Fuck. So this guy took 3 steps back. Yeah, man, I absolutely clocked him straight on.
Oh,
so he took a number of steps back and hit the ropes. And I was just like, I'm going to die.
Yeah, this is it.
This
now
is
I'm
it.
done.
This is how it ends. So, but he was totally cool about it. Everyone else was pissing himself, laughing. It's like, and he was like, oh, well done, that's great.
I think that, I mean, the point being, it's a lovely gym to come to.
Yeah,
and I think, it is welcoming, and I felt welcome here. I was, obviously, even as a hunky man as I am, I do get in. What? Hold on, who giggled in the background then?
So there's a squeak.
Yeah, pipe down in the cheap seats. You'll be next podcast. But it wasn't intimidating. Your gym's lovely, and the staff are lovely. And now you've got the little the 2 restaurants, because at the time you only had the ringside. Now you've got the vegan restaurant. Well, it's a great package.
It really is.
For locals,
it's an amazing place to work.
Not just for locals, but for international as well. Anyone could come here.
It really is. It's just a nice place to be. It's people they come here because they're kind of improving themselves. There's something that they want to achieve, and that you definitely leave. When actually one of our customers had our logo tattooed on his chest. He felt that deeply about the place and had such great connections with people that he met here.
So just in case he's listening to the podcast, we shouldn't mention the rebranding.
Yeah, that rebranding is going to really screw him over, isn't it? That's a bit like when Andy Cole, when that guy from Newcastle got Andy Cole tattooed on his leg, and then he went to Man U the next day.
Yeah.
So look, go on.
I was just say with the package you've got now, which is terrific. Maybe what's next? What have you got? And I appreciate 2020 might have knocked out plans that any of us have had.
It's going to be a little bit of a rebirth, I guess.
Yeah.
But, so it's we've had. I think 3 months off, I think.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I was desperate to just get back and reopen and get into it, because you completely lose your routine as kind of getting out of bed late and all the rest of it. So yeah, I don't know.
And are you gauging, in terms of your international market, is it, you've obviously got your peaks and troughs, are they in line with...
I actually have a pig here as well.
That's what I thought you said. But are you sort of in line with the seasonal shift in Phuket generally, or have you got custom all the way around? We'll come back to the pig in a minute.
Thank you.
So So are you dependent on a high season being high, or do you get people in low season?
We get people
all year round.
Yeah, and I mean, again, people they're coming for the training, they're coming for the yoga. I don't know, I nearly spoke in Thai then. Some people want to come in the low season because obviously it's a little bit cooler. So yeah, we get people all year round. The summer holidays in the UK, we get a lot of people over then.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So do you want to ask about the pig?
No, I know you do though.
Well, I know. I've met the pig.
Oh, you've met the pig?
I've touched the pig. I've stroked the pig.
Not
we're going down.
We're going.
I hope. Yeah.
Listen, what happened between me and the pig
stays
is between me and
the pig.
do you want to mention the pig?
So I have what was a micro pig, and it's now bigger than any pig I've ever seen in my life.
You bought it thinking it was a micro pig.
Yeah.
Who sold you that?
So you've gotten a beast micro pig.
Where was it? It was like, it wasn't Lazada, but it was one of these online things. He came from Bangkok. He was in a dog groomers. Dog groomers?
Well, I don't know. It's a
Is that
pig.
what they're called? Yeah, no, I know.
What's a dog groomer's called that serves pigs?
Confused.
Confused. They had he was a pet there, and she was just like, I think they'd got more dogs or something, and they didn't want to keep him. So bless him, he arrived in this tiny little cage, and he was actually bigger than I'd expected when he arrived.
Sorry, did you buy him knowing he was a micro pig?
Knowing he was a micro pig, because I was living at the gym and I couldn't have a dog because dogs bark. Pigs don't bark. They do grow huge though. So at the start he would
eat the bodies.
Sleep in my bed. He would literally sleep in my bed. He was house trained.
Are you married?
No.
Okay.
Can you tell? That's why.
That huge smelly pig living its own shit at the end of your bed is probably why you're not married.
Clean.
No, they're not clean. They're not clean.
Of course he is. He
but
outside.
Russell, you
animals,
did mention something then. People that keep pigs
shouldn't or don't have husbands.
Well, no, but there's always worrying because pigs do eat not eat animals. They eat humans. Like, if you want to get rid of a body...
Are you insinuating I'm a murderer?
No, we're just saying that if you were...
Not the way you said that and looked at me. No, not at all. Whatever
I'll be feeding you
You run a Muay Thai boxing gym and you've got a pig.
Yeah.
That eats
it's
humans.
lovely to meet you.
Whatever you say. Sumalee, I'll take it all.
What's your pig's name?
Arnie.
And
he's amazing.
I'm guessing you were obviously,
also very friendly.
but you were obviously in the market, and it's probably the wrong phrase to use, but you were in the market for a pig.
Yes, I did. Okay. I wanted a micro pig.
You didn't get one.
I do mad stuff. I do random things, and I wanted a pig, and my pig arrived, and my mum went ballistic.
I can imagine.
Don't worry, it's only this big. How much harm could he do? And now he's literally the biggest pig I've ever seen in my life.
He's a big
He
pig.
is a
How
big
old is he?
boy. Around 7, I think.
Bless him.
Yeah.
He bites.
He does not bite. He massages
With his teeth?
with his nose.
Okay.
He's adorable.
He just snuggles.
He snuggles,
Yeah.
exactly.
If you ask your question, then hopefully on the way out you can see your pig. You can see the pig.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'll take you to see the pig.
Fantastic. Obviously, 2020 has thrown a spanner into everyone's works. But what sort of things, business aside, are on your particular bucket list?
Want to travel a lot more. I feel like I've been completely trapped in.
Anywhere in particular?
Brazil.
Okay.
But not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near
not
Brazil at the moment.
Maybe not just yet.
Not yet. I love Europe as well, so it's nice. Obviously, living in Asia, there is a lot that I miss about Europe, and obviously I've been here from a very, very young age. So traveling around Europe, maybe going like trekking, walking holidays, hiking holidays as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Things like that. Personally, obviously, I'm doing my interpreter's course now, which I hope one day I will complete. And yeah, on the business front, we've put everything online, so now our clients can kind of do the online yoga, online Muay Thai, nutritional advice, Muay Thai news. My mum was telling you about her book.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just busy with that.
Cool.
It is amazing. Anyone out there, you should check out Sumalee online. I'm getting tutted at. It's
Sumalee.
Sumalee.
I'm sure you've been corrected on.
No, I've always called it Sumalee. That's how. But then again, listen, I'm dyslexic, so it doesn't matter. Right. So Sumalee just sounds posher, doesn't it? Sumalee.
Sumalee.
I train at Sumalee Boxing Gym.
Yes.
I train at Sumalee Boxing Gym. Me, mate.
Sumalee.
It's got a very different.
To be fair, they've got a point, Jay.
Well, yeah, they have got a point. Check it out online because it is amazing. And come and train here.
Yes.
Come and say
Do
hi.
come.
Come
Yeah.
and give it a whirl.
Come to the vegan restaurant.
And have a smoothie and a wrap.
And come and meet Archie.
And come, Arnie.
Arnie, close.
You guys.
Don't even get that wrong. You can't even.
I mean, what?
Sumalee,
Somali's one
Sumalee,
thing.
Arnie, Archie.
Arnie's Arnie.
God forbid. He's messed this one up, hasn't he?
I'll get my coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhian, thank you, darling.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for your
very much for
time.
being on
I'm
the
sorry
pod.
for the wait.
No, that's
Don't
all right.
don't apologise about the wait, but we'll get your mum on next time, and then we'll get the real stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. She'll tell you the truth.
Thank you, darling. Have a good day.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye. Welcome to the outro of the interview we did earlier at lunchtime.
We've changed locations marginally.
We've
That was my
marginally-
fault. I had to do a runner.
No,
quickly.
I think that was Rhian Miller. You've never met Rhian.
It's funny when we were sat there and having a chat. I thought I recognise you. I couldn't. I'm sure I've met her somewhere. Or I
This is like a Two Ronnies sketch. How close we are together with this little microphone we've got set up.
should we cuddle?
No.
No. Okay. But no, I'm convinced I've met her somewhere or crossed paths at some point.
She's a super cool chick.
She was lovely.
And
really
yeah,
nice.
I didn't realise how young she was.
Yeah.
She came here at 17, and that was only
11 years
2000.
ago.
Yeah.
So do you want to do the maths, or do you want me to do it for you?
I'll do it. Just have to 17,
Don't borrow some
18,
fingers.
19, 20. No, she's a top chick. I think we will follow up on that with the mum as well.
Yeah, because obviously she's part of the story.
Yeah,
so,
so I think part 2 will do the mum,
Yeah.
so to speak.
so to speak.
But no, she's interesting that it's a cool place. And like I said, I think I mentioned I trained there a few
I
times
think
in the
you
podcast.
might have mentioned that you did.
But
yeah.
I think
It's got a good vibe though. And I think she made the point. A lot of these places are very intimidating and testosterone.
in what, intimidating?
What did I just say?
I don't know, but it wasn't intimidating.
Was it not? That's what I meant. Okay, right. It was It's
It's a bit like Sumalee or Sumalee.
yeah, Sumalee. But it's got a nice vibe, it's got a nice feel about it. It just feels a bit more relaxed and a bit chilled out. And yeah, I'm sure if you wanted to come down and spend time at a training camp and get the shit kicked out of you and up your game and what have you, they've got the people there to get you to that level. But if you just want to go and get fit or do a session or what have you, you're not going to go there and feel like, oh, I'm in the wrong place. It's cool.
It is cool. It has a family vibe is probably the wrong term to use, but it is a. I don't know. I don't want to use a word because it's not like kids, but there were kids there today when we were doing this stuff. It has a family vibe.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to use that.
Oh, really nice
but
place.
impressive that 2 lovely young ladies have set up this place. But I spoke to them afterwards because you had to dash off.
Yeah.
And Lynn is the mum, by the way. Lynn did give me a bit of a thing about the Sumalee.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it doesn't come across wrong when you write it in Thai, that's why they chose the name.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
But in a male-dominated sport such as Muay Thai, and not just that, in a male-dominated world of the business of Muay Thai, 2 Farang ladies that have set this up and are running it and are in that world is pretty hardcore.
It's quite bizarre. And I was driving back up here, thinking about it. It's like, well, I've got a couple of questions about that. But at the same time, if you take the emotion out of it from a business level, and you kind of think, well, yeah, there's a lot of boxing gyms down that end of the island. There's not very many sort of at this end of the island.
Not residential.
Not residential
No.
with camps. It's a big business, and there's even people locally in Phuket or in Thailand generally that would. Like for me, I remember I was talking to I think Eric about this a while ago. It's like I like the idea of going on a fitness camp rather than, yes, I can go to the gym and come home, but I would rather say, you know what, this week I'm doing this. I can lock myself into it. I don't have the distraction of what am I going to cook for dinner tonight, or what am I going to, I'm going to take the dogs for a walk, or any of that. It's dealt with. I can just zone into this. So I think those camps are a really good idea. And it's a good business model, so it makes total sense. The only quirk is, and it's quirky in and of itself, that you've got these 2 women that are running it. Although you could argue in the modern climate, what's wrong with 2 women running a Muay Thai business, right?
And I don't think we're not making that it's not wrong they're running it. It's such a male-dominated world, of Muay Thai. We're not talking about boxing, we're talking about Muay Thai.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And it's very, very
Yeah.
different. But no, fair play to him. And we will do a follow-up with Lynn, because Lynn has got an interesting story about how she set it up and where she came from. So we'll definitely grab her,
We'll
to
definitely
speak.
grab her. And I can pop in there a bit more frequently because my laundry's just down the road from there. So I go past there quite a lot.
Every time I ever mention laundry, you mention that place. But then again, I mentioned probably divorce, water sports instructor.
You
and
do, have a time out.
Yeah.
Are you divorced?
No, not anymore. I'm getting back together. Like us on
Bye,
Facebook.
Jay.
Like us on Facebook. Like us or follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, and go to our website, PhuketPodcast.com. If you've got a dog and you need it trained, come to Canine Point Academy.
.com.
You're busy now, aren't you?
I'm getting
How many
there.
dogs have you got in house now?
We've got 8 in-house today.
How many did you have
9.
last weekend?
23.
That's ridiculous.
It was pretty crazy, and it kind of came out of nowhere. It was on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. We had about 5, and then the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it just went bananas.
Well,
but it was a long weekend with everyone sort of going
true.
off for a few days.
If you need to board your dog for short or long term,
Come and
check
see
out
us.
Canine Point Academy. Right. Thanks, Russ. I'll see you Friday.
Will do, buddy.
Cheers. Bye.